Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy CJ reporting live from the trenches. And yes, I'm with you. And yes, the markets are down. So what else are we going to do apart from crack a coldie and drink our way until the price starts going back up? That's my number one strategy. The second best strategy is what I want to make a video about today. And that is a really good dip buying strategy after a coin has run. So this isn't going to be about like tracking the best wallets or buying when other people are buying. You're mainly looking at buying based on this strategy. So let me just show you a couple of examples, but I'm using BULLX Neo here. You can get access to this with the link in the description. This is probably the easiest way to be able to do it. I don't have a referral link for them because they didn't want to give me one because they're probably run by Jews, but we'll forgive them. It's still a good platform and I'm still using it. So basically, if you look under the graduated section, this is where I am going to be mainly looking at taking trades with this strategy. And we want to look for coins that have had a really high significant amount of volume. So let's say above kind of 500K, even above a million is going to be really good. So let's just look at this one as an example. Let's look at this one as an example as well. And let's look at this one as an example. Okay. So yeah, let's dive into this. And yeah, basically how this strategy is going to work is you're going to be doing it on a 5-minute time frame kind of initially. And yeah, you're going to be looking at this. You don't need the wallets on. Obviously, we can see that a lot of people have traded this. The attention has really been there for this coin. So we know that, this coin launched and the volume initially was a lot. We had 5.7 million volume, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, we are aware that there's been a lot of volume on this coin already within that time frame. And yeah, what we're looking for here, let me just turn off the tracked wallets, but we're looking for a coin that's initially had its run up and it isn't a complete rug. So it's not a complete rug, but basically coin's going to launch, the initial buyers are going to get in, early pump fund traders are going to trade it. And then usually people are going to lose money, they're just going to sell, and then it goes down lower and they panic sell it and it puts in an initial low. So we're on a 5-minute time frame here, and I've taken the Fibonacci level from the low until the high. If you want to look at my Fibonacci settings, here you go. You don't really need the negative ones on right now, just because it's not super relevant for you. But yeah, you can just use this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and all the other ones. Oh yeah, and the 0.85. Yeah, so those are the Fibonacci settings, but I would recommend, pulling it here to here. You can see that the coin has already gone down kind of negative 70%, negative 85% from the highs, which is a great sign. And on a 5-minute time frame, it's kind of put in a very clear initial low. We can see that here. So we can see that clear kind of initial low that the price is put in. So what we're waiting for here, guys, is basically the whole strategy is we see the price put in a low like that. The price then goes back below. Yeah. So the price is going back below. People think the project's dead. It's not fucking coming back. Like, what's wrong with this thing? It's just going to zero now. But then all of a sudden, some more buyers come in and we start to close some candles, like a bullish candle above that 5-minute level, above that key level. So basically the approach with this strategy is if we close like a bullish candle either on like the 1 minute or the 3 minute or the 5 minute, if we close a candle back through the blue line that we see here, what we want to then do is we want to put an order. So we want to put an order to buy into the position if price comes back to the line. So literally setting like a limit order with BULLX Neo. I would just put like a limit order there and buy however much SOL when price comes back to that line. So just to show you as an example, if we were kind of looking at the chart like this, we see that low, it's come down, we've seen it here, now it's back above that line, and then we see that as like a bullish sign. We wait for it to kind of retest this level. That's where we get into the position. And then if the price starts to close candles below this low again, then we are just going to sell it and fucking exit the position because it's dead. But the reason I like this strategy is because we have a low, price goes below it, it breaks back above, which shows us some bullish market behavior, and then we can just enter on that level again. We can just buy it, and then if price goes below this area, we know, okay, it's dead, we can just sell it. But let's say we did buy here, and you can see that, if we did buy there, we're buying it like 250K, and that coin then ran to, at least like a 2x, 2.5x, basically. So it's a great way of, scalping. Sometimes you get a 50% move from this. Sometimes you get a 2x move or a 3x move. Sometimes you get even more. But the reason I like this strategy is because we have an initial run up, the coin dies, it's not a complete rug, it's just, way oversold, and then we wait for price to develop a little bit, and then we can, basically get into a position when more attention is coming to it again, and then we can get in here and get a pretty high win rate of a 2 to 3x there. And please take note that this is the first run up and the first dump. So you can see it run up here, it ran up here, and it's put in this low again here, but this is already exhausted. Like the buys are already exhausted, the hype is pretty much over. Who knows how much longer it's going to go down like this for, but it's the best when you have that initial run up with a lot of volume, a lot of people looking at it. You have that initial low that's put in, you have this level, it reclaims it, and then you can get a 2 to 3x and scalp it like that. So that's a really good way to be able to just kind of scalp these coins, and it's a good strategy if you just want to basically ape like a sol, 2 sol, 3 sol, whatever, and you can scalp like 50% moves. You have a very high win rate. You have a clear place where you know that you're going to cancel the trade or you're going to close the trade if you don't have the position anymore. So that's one example on the meme coins. Let's look at another example on raydium here. So we can see this as well. I did trade this a little bit. I made $10. So look at my McLaren, just ordered one. But so I made $10 on this, but I was trading it in a different way. I'll explain that in another video, but the strategy works with this nonetheless. And let's look at this here. So basically we don't need the RSI, so we can take that off. But we see the coin had an initial run up. It had a lot of volume, as what we can see here. Like we had 3 million in volume, and then the price is really retraced. So you can see that we did put in 2 lows here. We put in like a low here, and then we put in a low here. So realistically, guys, like what probably would have happened would be you see this 5-minute candle close here. Like you see that low coming here, price comes back above it. You see this 5-minute candle close here, you look at buying into it. So you buy at this level and then you close it if price is going below there. So you would have maybe taken like a 50% loss on the position. So you would have taken a loss on the position there. But then you see that we have this low here again. And as price comes back into this low, you can see we close the candle there, we rebid the position here, and then we can see that if we did get back into the position here, we are making a 2x or even a 3x from that, or no, 150%, whatever. So I mean, even if you did lose one trade and you got back into the position and you managed to sell it for like a 2x, you can still make money from this. It should be a pretty high probability trade. And the reason I use the RSI is to look for kind of bullish divergences. So if I'm going down onto like if I'm going down onto a 1 minute time frame, I know I don't want to get too technical with MEMECOIN people, but when you add a bit of technical shit into trading, like you're going to be able to outperform a lot of people. So let's just look at this here. But on a 1 minute time frame now, guys, you can see that we had that initial low, and that initial low on the RSI was really oversold. And then we had the second low that we had here. The second low that we had was a bullish divergence. If you don't know what that is, just look at bullish RSI divergence. It basically means that, yeah, people are still selling this, but yeah, the sellers are running out. There's not too many people that are selling it anymore. So, you know, you can put this into your strategy. I apply this into my strategy as well. And yeah, so that is like going to be a bit of a higher probability low there. And then, yeah, when we get back above that, you can see, yeah, we respect that level, bounce from it, chop a little bit here, pump above it, get into the trade there, boom, scalp it like that. So this is a pretty good strategy. I mean, you're not like, sometimes you'll hit like 2 to 3x's, but you should be able to really get a lot of trades from this every day. These are boring trades that no one wants to take, but there's money to be made there, and I'm going to be implementing this into the strategies that I take. Like, everyone wants to trade meme coins and hit, you know, 100x's and make that generational wealth and all this shit, but there's also a lot of money to be made in scalping this, getting like a 50% move, getting a 2x move, and having a high win rate and really getting good at the strategy. Like, if you practice this strategy more and more and more, then you will get better at it. So just to recap on it, let's go to the final example here, and let's look at this bad boy. So let's go on a 5 minute time frame, and yeah, I guess we see this initial run up that we had here. This coin is a little bit older, so let's just look at this from this perspective. But yeah, so you can see that we had quite like a big initial run up. So this coin ran from 0 to like 1 million. So that would be kind of what I would be looking at here. 0 to 1 million. We can see that we had a low here. So we can see that we came down to about negative 80%, negative 65% from those highs. And then we just started putting in those lows, right? So we had a low here, we had a low here as well. And let's just look at which one had a bullish divergence on a 1 minute time frame. So let's just go back here, getting technical on y'all. But yeah, we can see this. So again, yeah, we can see that that initial low here was really oversold on the RSI. But then when we put in this low, we were, yeah, it was a bit of a, it wasn't as oversold on the RSI. So it was a bit of a bullish divergence there. And so that is a higher likelihood of the low. And then we can see if we went to this low here, price came below that, closed back above it, we got back into the trade at this level, the 320k, and we can sell it for a 2x, 3x. In this case, it did run up quite a lot, but basically the reason why this strategy works is because we're trading coins that have a high amount of volume, which means a high amount of attention. We're adding in a little bit of technical knowledge for it, and we have a clear place that we're going to enter and exit the trades. But yeah, we can see if we traded this one correctly and we got into the position there, we would have absolutely smashed it. So what I want you guys to do is, if you've made it this far in this video, I really feel like this strategy can help you. Just go onto BULLX Neo, go onto the graduated section, and start to look at this. Just open up random coins like this one, for example. Look at how it's gone. Look at it on like a 5 minute time frame. So yeah, I looked at it on this one. Yeah, it ran up, came down, 5 minute time frame. We put in a low here, and just see how that strategy's played out on it. Like, and see how, okay, if I jumped onto a 1 minute time frame, how is the RSI looking as well on that low? Is it like a bullish divergence? We can see that's a bullish divergence there. And yeah, that's basically how the trade plays out. So I hope this information finds you well. Hustle on this, guys. This is a great opportunity. And don't forget, you can enter the trades with limit orders from BULLX, but to sell quickly and to maximize the profits, you need to be using Trojan. So the link for that is available in the description. I love you guys. Let's crush it. Let's get Lambos, and I will speak to you soon.